Hi everyone, I'm Wes, and I was a teacher for 5 years and an administrator for 2.
Hi everybody, my name is Daniel and I was a teacher for 9 years. And today's video is all about finishing your lesson right, making sure you have a strong end to the lesson. But before we talk about that, Wes, why is this important?
This is so very important because at the end of your lesson, you want to assess your students to make sure that they mastered the material that you covered, but also you want to set up your fellow teacher buddy for success by making sure that your kids are settled and they're ready to learn in the next teacher's classroom. So Daniel, what are some things that you've done when it comes to making sure that you've ended your class well?
So something that's really important to remember is planning and preparation. We talked about this in a previous video. Make sure that you know what's coming, that you've got all the materials that you need prepared, ready for the end of the class. Exactly. But also timing is key as well. Make sure you leave yourself enough time at the end of the lesson to actually do an activity and then send the students off in an orderly way. If you're rushing at the end and then you send them off in a mad rush, then that's just going to undermine everything that you've done in the lesson. So let's move on. Wes, what are some fun activities that you did at the end of the class?
I did a few activities, and it's funny that you mentioned preparation and time. If you haven't realized as a teacher, that's like the crux of your existence, lesson planning and not having a lot of time sometimes. But I always make sure that I use resources that already had quizzes for me and worksheets, resources like maybe Study.com. If you go to Study.com, you'll find that we have quizzes with worksheets that you can use as great exit tools. We also have Quiz Party, which also is a great tool that you can use to close out your class.
Yeah, on the theme of quizzes, there are a couple of other things you can do. Question dice are always fun, so having a bunch of dice to give to the students and then maybe 1 to 6 or 1 to 12 questions on the board, and the students roll the dice and ask each other and answer the corresponding question. Yeah. Another one is to get the students to formulate the questions themselves. It shows a deeper level of understanding. They can do trivia questions for each other and then pop quizzes and show their understanding that way.
Yeah, so making sure that you end your class in a nice, strong academic way so that you know students have mastered your lesson is important. But also there's some space and time for just exit activities that keep the students engaged. So Daniel, what are some things that you would do that are low stakes, but it still allows you to keep control of the class in that last 5 minutes?
Yeah, a couple of really nice ones that I would like to do were empathic activities. So in literature particularly, you could do hot seating, which was putting a character in a hot seat at the front. One of the students takes on the role of the character and the other students ask them questions. Another one, if you want them to be sitting nice and quietly at their desks, is a journaling activity. Same sort of thing. They can do a journal in character or as an important person that you've studied, or they could do a journal just from their own perspective, trying to figure out a key aspect of the lesson.
It's a great idea, and it reminds me of something I used to do with my students. I would just have them go around and just share a reflection about their day or talk about what they're going to do this weekend. And just having everyone talk about who they are as a person is a great way to recenter children and get them ready to go into another person's classroom and still have those same behavior expectations.
Yeah, absolutely. So it's really important to make sure you finish your class off in the right way. As we said, it's really considerate for the next teacher to make sure that they get the students in the right frame of mind.
Very much so.
But also a really good way of making sure that the students have taken on board what they've learned in that lesson and reflect appropriately. So again, have fun with it.